Okay. So, today we're working with something pretty short,
Yeah.
but I think it's really powerful.
It's potent.
Yeah, it's this idea that
Yeah. And we're
to win, you got to stop looking for like everybody to tell you it's okay to do what you're doing
it is, yeah, like seeking validation
Yeah.
and approval before you actually
before you even
you get to the finish line.
start.
Yes.
So this is
So we've got this message. It looks like it's from the VastSync podcast
yeah.
called "If You Want to Win, Stop Seeking Approval."
Okay.
And the idea here is like, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
What are the implications of that for you listening and your ambitions?
So it starts off by saying people will doubt you until you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that resonates so much with people who are
Well, I think
really trying to do something big?
it speaks to like a very, very fundamental part of human psychology.
Yeah.
And the fact that, when you are stepping outside of norms, when you're challenging the status quo,
Yeah.
when you're trying to do something that has never been done before,
Yeah.
it naturally triggers uncertainty in others. People don't understand it.
Right.
And so their own fears get projected as doubt
It's
onto you. Yeah, it's almost like it's very common if you talk to anyone who's ever done anything sort of new and
Yeah.
innovative or different or creative,
like a gravity that keeps everybody.
there's a huge amount of doubt
Yeah.
that they face as a headwind.
You have to kind of like pull yourself out of that.
Exactly.
And then it goes on to say, ignore the noise, chase your goals.
Okay.
So what is the noise when it says ignore the noise?
Well, I think of it as like all the external feedback, all of the distractions that ultimately don't serve your core objectives. It's opinions of people who, aren't in the arena with you.
Oh.
It's self-doubt
Yeah.
that, is often amplified by, the online world.
Social media.
And comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's getting sidetracked by,
Yeah.
demands on your time
Less important things. Yeah.
that aren't actually serving your goals.
Right.
So all of that is noise, and it's anything that
Yeah.
pulls you away from that internal compass.
So you got to really shield that
Mhm.
inner drive.
Yeah.
What this is suggesting is that
Yeah.
seeking approval can actually kind of slow you down.
Well, I think that
Why is that?
what happens is that, when your primary motivation becomes
Right.
external validation,
Mm-hmm.
your decisions are no longer about your own true north.
Yeah.
They're about what pleases other people.
Right.
And so what can happen is, goals get diluted.
Mm-hmm.
People hesitate to take the risks that are necessary to,
Right.
actually achieve something significant.
Mm-hmm.
And, people give up prematurely,
Mm-hmm.
if they don't get the applause
Right.
when they were hoping for it.
Mm-hmm.
True innovation
Mm-hmm.
and true progress requires a level of like
Independent.
independent thinking and independent action
Yeah.
that often might not be popular in the moment.
Like you have to sort of trust your gut
Mm-hmm.
and say, well, this is where I think this needs to go.
Exactly.
It's almost like the big
Yeah.
aha moment here is that success
Right.
isn't about getting the approval.
Wow.
It's about doing it and then maybe the approval comes.
Exactly. I mean, the VastSync message is, very short,
Right.
but it does sort of point to this very empowering shift in perspective,
Right.
which is that, your own belief in your goals
Yeah.
and your own consistent action towards those goals
Mm-hmm.
are the driving forces, not
Right.
the opinions of others.
Right.
So-
So it sounds like what we're taking away here is like the
Yeah.
power of self-reliance and
Yeah.
really focusing on what
Your own vision.
your own vision is
Yeah.
rather than seeking that external validation.
And I think, it brings up a really important question
Yeah.
for you listening,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, where in your life are you
Right.
spending a lot of energy
Yeah.
seeking approval,
Mm-hmm.
And what would happen if you shifted that focus inward
Yeah.
onto your own conviction and your own efforts?
Right.
What noise could you tune out
Mm.
to move more directly toward what really matters to you?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's worth
Something to think about.
thinking about.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.